Practicing what he preaches, Axel Wilhelm gets around Frankfurt by bicycle. His aim is to ensure environmental and ethical standards within the world of finance. Wilhelm is in the business of responsible investments. These days, he's become a familiar figure around town. The managing director of Sustainalytics keeps tabs on social and environmental practices within Germany's 30 DAX companies. So which of them are most exemplary?
In an international context, some companies are really very far advanced. For example, BMW in the automotive sector, Munich Re in the insurance sector, and Metro. These are companies that are internationally very up to speed with other major listed corporations when it comes to corporate responsibility.
As Wilhelm points out, responsible investments are also profitable investments. Despite that, today hasn't been a good day for sustainable finance. News of the collapse of an ethical bank has just come in. We asked Deutsche Welle's financial expert Uli Bartz how the development will affect the market.
Whenever people see a bank collapse, it'll have an effect, but it wasn't a particularly large bank.
It destroys a lot of trust. The Noah Bank set itself up as an ethical bank and got clients to pay extremely high interest rates with what have turned out to be false promises.
Axel Wilhelm's job at the Sustainalytics ratings agency includes identifying false promises. Not only does he look into the standards companies pledge to practice, but also whether they live up to their promises. His clients include funds, foundations, and individuals who want to invest their money responsibly and steer clear of certain areas of business.
Interestingly, there are also trends in what people consider ethically and environmentally important, and they change over time. But the classic negative criteria, a number of which originate with the church, are the typical sin stocks, those that are obviously frowned upon, like pornography, gambling, alcohol, and tobacco.
Increasingly, banks are adapting to their customers' needs and offering ethical funds. There are now some 170 available. Axel Wilhelm has seen his business boom since the financial crisis. His clients include the government-owned KfW Development Bank. Its goal is to be a role model, and it's invested some 20 billion euros in sustainable assets. It invests only in companies that meet exacting environmental and social standards.
To take an example, the term social doesn't just cover support structures for employees and their working conditions, but includes social responsibility. The criteria for management include, for instance, transparency when it comes to executive salaries and measures to tackle corruption and money laundering.
Axel Wilhelm says that the world of finance is definitely in a transitional phase.
Mentalities are changing, and we're talking about very long-term change. What we're doing is adding a fourth dimension to the classic criteria, liquidity, return, security, that have applied for decades to investments. What we're adding is the issue of how the money is actually spent.
But over 98% of Germany's capital assets are still invested with economic, not social success in mind.